And 3, 2, 1. Hello? Are you there? Did I lose you? I know it's been a while. I hope you're okay. Don't leave me. I've been a little busy. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, but I'm back. We're back. Welcome to the Tyler Fischer Show, episode 39. Can't stop, won't stop. I'm in a hotel room. We're doing this rugged style. I'm just trying to get comfortable here. I'm in a chair. Usually I've got the desk here. I got a hotel pillow to keep me up. So I'm just gotta find my grounding there. I'm gonna cross my legs. There it is. Great to see you. I gotta say, I missed seeing you. Well, not seeing you, but almost. You know, I could see you somehow. Maybe we can put. I don't know. Maybe we could put like everybody's got a camera in their computer. Maybe just DM me a pic of you. How about that? You know, clothes on or off. It's optional. But that way, and then I can. Then everybody who watches the show, I can post pictures of you up on the wall, and then when I'm doing it, I can see you guys. And then if somebody walks in, I look like a serial killer, like Robin Williams from 1 Hour Photo. Cheers. Having a nice cup here. I am in Montana. I am almost a month into a movie. I'm flabbergasted. It all happened really quick. I'm going to try to go a little slow on this episode. Everything's moving fast. I'm going to try to settle in, have a good time, connect, talk about some stuff that's going on. I want to tell you guys about the movie. It's been wild. It's been fun. It's been one of the most challenging things I've ever done in my life. I'm going to try not to cry during this because it's a lot, but it's all good stuff, baby. It's all good stuff. I'm sorry I haven't done an episode. I didn't know what this movie would entail. I read the script. I knew it was going to be wild. I didn't really know exactly what I was getting myself into. Do not regret it at all. I'm so happy I did it. And actually, I think I'm kind of lucky I didn't know what what was going to happen, because I'm not sure I would have done it. But it's getting through it. I wanted to have somebody fill in for the show. Now, the problem is, because it's the Tyler Fischer Show, it's kind of hard to have anybody else fill in. I did have my people reach out to Peter Dinklage, the dwarf from Game of Thrones, seen here, to say, hey, would you fill in for the show, watch a couple episodes, maybe we toss you in a green screen, we have the same set as Tyler's house when he does it in Brooklyn, we don't think anyone will know the difference. You know, you throw in some puns, you have a couple cups of coffee, they won't know. Now, he declined. He we negotiated that for a few weeks. And old Peter Dinklage, his concern was he thought he was a little too tall to play me. I was a little offended, but, he has a good point. He is, I think, 9 inches taller than me. So we said we're going to take a little break. And today, I would say, in the last month, is the first day I feel like I've got the space, the time, the energy to give you guys a good ep. How are you? Where are you? What's going on in your state or your country? Are you working? Are you losing your job because you're not vaccinated and you don't feel like you want to be manipulated and pressured? What's going on? I think I want to tell me what you think in the comments, but I'm thinking about doing a Patreon hangout, because things are moving too quick right now. There's too many big changes, and it's a tectonic shift in society. And I think it'd be fun, if you guys are into it, to do an hour hang where everybody who joins Patreon, you could even just join it just for that and then cancel the subscription. No biggie. and we just have like a hangout. I'm not going to do stand up, but just I think that would be interesting because it's like we're only hearing. I only hear from the news or from people in a podcast. I just want to talk to you guys and see where you live, what's going on, what you think about what's going on in the world, how it's impacting your life. So just food for thought. But also, just a little tidbit. I have a bonus Patreon episode up right now where I show some behind the scenes from the making of the movie. Shh! Don't tell anyone. I can't put it on social media, so it's on the private Patreon. And I do some of my own stunts in the movie, so I show you a little bit of that behind the scenes. I can't give away major plot points of the film, but I'm doing some gnarly shit, like stuff that I can't believe that I'm doing. For instance, tomorrow I'm being thrown in the Yellowstone River. All right, I'll say no more. The rest is on Patreon, patreon.com/TylerTalks. We got over 100 patrons. I think we're looking at 110 right now. Unbelievable. Thank you guys. We're building something, and I hope you can see that the more patrons, the more free I am, because I don't feel as bound to fulfilling Hollywood or the woke ideology of what you can or can't say. I feel like I'm a naked hippie running in the woods on acid. I'm having a great time, and you're coming with me. Before I tell you about the movie, how I got involved, all that stuff, I'm going to show you. I got a new impression. Huh? Fred? I got a new impression. So here we go. This is my impression of everybody on CNN, okay? This is my impression of everybody on CNN. Let's roll the tape.
Don't get the vaccine, you can't go to the supermarket. Don't have the vaccine, can't go to the ball game. Don't have the vaccine, can't go to work. You don't have the vaccine,
can't go to the movies. Don't have the vaccine, you can't do your laundry. Don't have the vaccine, you can't eat food. Don't have the vaccine, can't pet a cat. Don't have the vaccine, can't smell a flower. Don't have the vaccine, you can't look at a rainbow. Don't have the vaccine, you can't DM your ex. Don't have the vaccine, you can't make a TikTok. Don't have the vaccine, you can't sit alone in a field with a mask on. Don't have the vaccine, you can't take a shower. Don't have the vaccine, you can't trim your toenails. Don't have the vaccine, you can't take a poop. Don't have the vaccine, you can't play ping pong. Don't have the vaccine, you can't have cheesecake. Don't have the vaccine, you can't have babies. Don't have the vaccine, you can't breathe air. Don't have the vaccine, you can't be alive anymore. Don't have the vaccine, you're not allowed to be buried in a grave. Don't have the vaccine, you can't smell a baby.
I've left one out. Don't have the vaccine, can't get the vaccine. Don't have the vaccine, can't get another vaccine. How about that? So that's basically sums up those inclusive folks over at CNN. Don Lemon, who makes everything about race and racism and every little disparity happening in society is just immediately labeled as racism. And then he goes and says something like that. You don't have the vaccine. You shouldn't be able to go to work, go to the movies, go to the gym, go to the ball game, do any of that stuff. And lo and behold, 70% of black people in New York City, a place with 8 million people, are not vaccinated. So what do you call that? So it's all, just sit back and relax. It's all a house of cards, all the woke stuff, all the ideology. It's going to fall down because it's all so fraught with contradiction. Because if you make such big changes so quickly, it will all fall apart. You got to take little steps. You got to test things out, see how society feels about it. It's all going down, baby. It's all going down. All right. So I'm in Montana, 3 weeks into filming Gina Carano's new movie, which I guess also is my movie. It's Gina's and mine and the whole cast. It's a shared experience. So about a month ago, I'll just recap this. My Instagram started rising a little bit. You know, the numbers are going up. And I get a DM from this production company that said, hey, we love your stuff. This is going to sound wild. Would you like to audition for the new Gina Carano film? And I said, please hold. And I pretended like I was busy. I wasn't. I was on my couch watching Seinfeld. I said, let me get back to you. You want to play the game here a little bit, right? I go, I'm a little busy. Let me get back to you. I got back to him about 2 minutes later. Just leave him hanging. I go, yeah, send the script over to me. Shoot over the script. Let me take a look at the script first and let you know what I think. They sent me the script. It's 95 pages. I'm basically dyslexic. I knew I couldn't read it. I glossed through the title page, and I thought, I know what this film's about. I read the title. I read the title, and I go, I get this film. I get this film. So I said, yeah, I'll audition for it. They sent me the script. They sent 2 different characters. I go, when do you need it by? They go, we need it by tomorrow. This is moving quickly. The movie starts next week. Okay. I had a friend run. I call a friend. I go, dude, I got this opportunity. It's crazy. Can you just come over, read the other part with me? They let me choose between 2 scenes. I chose a scene where a guy is getting tortured, basically, and there was a lot to work with in it, emotionally and physically and all that stuff. I sent him the audition. I let it go because that's a new thing I do. Anything. I go on a first date. I have an audition. I have a meeting. I have a phone call with my parole officer. Whatever it is, you can envision it, right? It could be a ball of energy or whatever it is, right? And you actually breathe it in, and then I let it go, and I see it, whatever it is, the worry, the audition, the STD results, whatever it is, I shoot it up, and I see somebody, something, my higher power, take it. And then it's gone. So that's what I did with this. I'm so over putting pressure on stuff. Nothing is going to make your life. Nobody is going to make your life. Not getting a second date. Not getting, the negative AIDS test. Whatever it is. So I let it go. And I got back to my life. And then 24 hours later, I get a text message from the producer. It goes, welcome aboard. See you in Montana next week. I just put that back in my pocket. I didn't even react to it. Finished my day, called a friend, started running it by people, talking it out, therapist, everything. Because I'm not just going to say yes to things anymore unless it fits my life and my path and my pattern and all that stuff. So, first thing I do is I say, hey, this is a non-negotiable. I go, well, what would I need, right? This is a great tip I learned from Jordan Peterson, the psychologist that I brought up last time. He had a episode or some type of thing on his podcast where he talks about negotiating. And he says, if you have a job offer or something like that in your life, you want to make sure that you have it negotiated to the point that you are not only happy to do the job, but thrilled. And I thought, that's a good threshold. That's a good bar, That way you don't say yes to something and start building resentments. Go, you know what? It's $5,000 less than it should have been. And, I should ask for that. Or I should ask for my own Airbnb or hotel or benefits or weekends off. Or maybe you just had a baby and you want to work 4 days for the first 3 months. Whatever it is. If you have room to negotiate, maybe you have a plan B. And I was finally at the point where between the social media growth, YouTube ads, Patreon, maybe a few other income sources, I felt, okay, I actually don't have to say yes to this, which is such a great feeling. And now I'm 34, I feel like I earned that feeling. It's maybe one of the first times I've ever had it. I say yes to everything, even if someone's like, hey, you want to come do a stand-up show? It's, in my roommate's walk-in closet, there'll be one person there. It's my roommate, and that's the show. I go, yeah, I'll be there. How much does it pay? Nothing. You have to pay us $50. That's perfect. Can I give you 100? Yes. See you in Bushwick. So didn't have to say yes. Let that sink in. Then I started making a list. What do I need for this to be something that fits my life? Because I should also mention, they said, you're going to be there for over a month. You're going to be living in a hotel. Pretty good. I got 2 beds. Fred's got his own bed. You can be living in a hotel. I'd have to turn down any opportunity that's come my way over the next month and a half. So I just started writing down, what do I need? What do I need? Okay, I got a dog. Dog's got to come with me. That's a non-negotiable. Trained service dog, by the way. I know I've been telling you I'll tell you more about why I have a service dog and all that stuff, but you got to come back for that, all right? So that was a non-negotiable. First thing I did, picked up the phone, called the producer, said, hey, I got a dog. He's got to come with me. If he said, can't do that, can't have a dog on set, can't have a dog in your trailer, this, that, or the other, I would have said, thank you very much, sir. You have a good day. I'll be taking my things and moving along now. I'll be looking for other dog-based opportunities. He goes, not a problem. Take the pup. All right, wrote that down. Looked at how much what was the monetary offer here. All right, I'm gone for a month. I don't have time to fill my house with Airbnb guest roommates, so I got to get that covered. I got to feel that if I miss out on some voiceover audition or car commercial or whatever, that's X, Y, and Z money. So I just started calculating all this stuff, and I also happen to be in a 12-step program that revolves around money for people who don't know how to manage money, if there's anybody like that in Montana. So I was able to call people, get support. Hey, this is what they offered. Oh, no, why don't you ask for this? Ask for double, ask for this. So you just start collecting it. I don't know anything, okay? I don't know anything. This is why you got to have good friends. You got to have good people in your corner to help with stuff like this. And I just started calling people for advice because I don't know shit. But I had a 12-step sponsor once, and he said, it seems like you're trying to take over a little bit in your recovery, like you're trying to control it. And he said, I just want to remind you, your best decisions, your best decision-making in your life got you on your hands and knees crawling into a 12-step program begging for help. And I was like, yeah, that's right. So he kind of kept me in check. So I am utilizing all these skills from therapy, from 12 steps, and going, look, I do my best, but I can't do this without friends. I can't do it without 12-step fellows, my higher power, Gelato. And I came up with a number. Okay, this is the number I would do this for. This is what I need. And I didn't do it perfectly, but I went to them and we negotiated, and I came out with a rate and some needs and some things I needed. And I said I would be thrilled to do this. And that's that. 3 days later, I'm on a plane with my pup, flying to Montana. Didn't even know where it was in the country. Had to Google it. Thought it was in the middle somewhere. Look, if you live in New York or LA, we don't know much about the middle, right? We don't know much about the fat of the country. We know the outside. I can go, all right, LA is somewhere over here. I got New York and Connecticut. Maybe New Hampshire's floating around. Delaware, God only knows. It's a little dingle. Delaware's really the dingleberry of the country. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? It's a little, you don't even know what the shape, it's just a little dingle hook, just kind of, can't we just cut it off and let it float away? There's Joe Bias from Delaware. I took the Amtrak train I've been taking the Amtrak for 79,000 years. I remember my old friend Jack used to come up to me and grab my balls and go, "Hey, all aboard." I'm all kidding aside. I'm not even joking. By the way, just a quick veering side note here. This whole "Let's Go Brandon" thing, I didn't even know what it meant. You guys know I only watch Seinfeld and I don't know much about anything. I didn't know what "Let's Go Brandon" was, and I did a "Let's Go Brandon" chant with Gina Carano, and I didn't. This is how little I know about what's going on in society. Basically, I look at YouTube comments, and you guys give me ideas for sketches, and that's how. Okay, all right. So I'm just telling you. So I just found out "Let's Go Brandon" means, I think, fuck Joe Biden, because at a NASCAR event, everyone was chanting "fuck Joe Biden," and then the newscaster who was interviewing the NASCAR guy goes, "Oh, everyone's chanting 'Let's go Brandon,'" and either they were covering it up so that the viewers didn't know that, or it was a mistake. Anyways, coffee's kicking in. I really hope the woman who commented on the podcast is watching, who just wrote, "This is a disaster." She goes, "I don't know what this is." She goes, 10 minutes in, I go, "This is a total train wreck. This guy's got no focus." Yeah, I don't. Okay, back to it. This is why I have to do something every week, because I'm like, what is a pie? What was I even doing for 39 episodes? Let's talk about the movie. So Gina Carano, if you don't know who Gina Carano, I'm really leaning in here. If you don't know who Gina Carano is, she was an MMA fighter, professional fighter. That's like some kind of extra violent boxing or something. The only fighting I've done is I've gotten in a few pillow fights in my time. So she becomes an actor, starts acting in movies, goes on to be in The Mandalorian, which is the Disney Star Wars movie with someone named Bill Burr. All right? She's brutal. She's brutal. And I mean that in a way that she could kick my ass. So I'm not going to get into this too much because I'd rather just, watch her on interviews talk about it. But from what I know and from what she told me, they started to pressure her to put her preferred pronouns in her Twitter bio. You know that old gag, right? Which I don't think should be happening at all. If you have preferred pronouns, of course, put them. If you need to ask people, "Hey, my pronouns are TikTok," or whatever it is, please say them. Hopefully people are respectful, yada, yada, yada. But don't pressure people who don't need to put them. 99.9% of the country identifies as the sex or whatever they were born with. I'm a male. I identify as male. She put in beep, bop, boop as her preferred pronouns, which is, I think, very funny. She didn't think anything of it. Who would? I'm always putting different pronouns in my thing. She can't force people to do that. So anyways, that caused some controversy. Then she put another tweet about something about the Holocaust and coming out as Republican. You could say whatever you want. It wasn't hate speech. I have talked about parallels between the Holocaust and what's going on now, and my comparison is the beginnings of it. Right? I don't think right now is like the Holocaust, but I think right now is like the beginning of the Holocaust, or the beginning of what led to the gulags in the Soviet Union. And I'll be clear about that. What they did in those instances is they started to dehumanize and separate the citizens, right? Holocaust, Jews, non-Jews. They were filth. They were vermin. They were viral. They were spoken about in a very unsanitary way. We're going to clean them. We're going to go clean the Jewish ghettos. We're going to cleanse them. And then it led to the obvious slaughtering of millions of Jews. So the beginnings, but whatever. She made this comparison under the reins of free speech. Hashtag fire her began on Twitter. The mob came for her. In the scheme of things, it probably wasn't that many people who wanted her fired, but this is the day and age we live in where corporations fold to that type of mob, controversy. So they fired her, essentially for a tweet. And this was around the time when I was fired from an acting agency for being white. And it was happening over and over again. So I started craving, I just needed some kind of support. Everyone I went to would go, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we understand. Whitey's had it good the whole time. Time to take a seat. So I was just craving some sort of different opinion. I didn't even care what it was. I just wanted somebody to say something different rather than the sheep-like herd I've been brainwashed as a part of for my entire life. So I happened to catch an interview of her on Ben Shapiro's show. Ben Shapiro is openly conservative and Jewish and gay and trans. No, he's Jewish and he's conservative. One of the biggest podcasts probably around. Owns a company called the Daily Wire production company. So I happened to catch an interview with her telling this story about how she was fired, and I'm getting amped up because I feel like I'm being pre-canceled. Michelle, shout out to Michelle who gave me that term, pre-canceled. So she's talking about losing her livelihood. I mean, this stuff can really take people out. I have a friend who was accused of a Me Too thing that didn't happen, and he was suicidal. And his career was starting to explode. This was just from like a tweet that, thank God for him, did not get out of control. But, she's a worldwide star on one of the biggest TV shows that's streaming right now. So, Ben Shapiro announces that he will produce a movie for her. He's saying, we don't put up with this cancel culture stuff here at the Daily Wire. So he offers to produce her next movie, and I'm home just like cheering this on. And yeah, I'm not a conservative. Me and Ben, we don't have the same exact politics. I like his anti-woke stuff and that he doesn't believe in cancel culture. None of that matters at all. I was just happy to hear that somebody who had some money, some backing, some audience was willing to get her back on the screen and back to her dream and her passion. So I'm cheering this on, and then next thing you know, I get an Instagram message from the producer of this movie. You want to audition? Yep, sure. Week later, I'm getting my costume fitted next to Gina Carano, and we're sharing stories about being bullied and canceled. It was like, what? What's happening? This is happening? This is reality? I had to keep pinching myself. And who else is in the movie? Well, let me tell you. Nick Searcy. Am I saying that right? Nick Searcy. There's so many ways to say it. He's been acting for a very long time. Seasoned actor. Has been on tons of TV and movies. Awesome guy. Me and him connected on Twitter, and DMs me, goes, I'll see you in Montana. Then this other guy who I've been talking to on Instagram, we've been sharing our videos and going, hey, we should meet, we should collaborate. He's the social media guy in this film. It just kept happening where all these people that were somehow connected are working on this movie. And everybody on the movie, or most people, have gone through some kind of fight with Hollywood or the internet or the establishment, or in some way, shape, or form, where there's been an attempt to ruin their career, their life, prevent them from speaking or speaking out or telling jokes, whatever it is. And now we're like this rogue ragtag group who has that in common. So there's like a real sense of freedom on this movie. You know, if this was a big Hollywood movie or something for NBC or, you know, I don't know, Paramount or whatever, I'm not sure I'd even be allowed to do this podcast and even talk about it, or be allowed to continue to make videos, which maybe you've seen, but I've been making videos behind the scenes of the movie in costume, you know, doing God knows what. And like everyone's just letting everybody be themselves and do their own thing. And I gotta say, it is given me a complete 180 and having hope for anyone that feels like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to get into the industry because of my views or because of a joke I've told or because I'm not vaccinated, which is a huge issue right now. I mean, a lot of movies have the vaccine mandate. In fact, Gina was supposed to do a different film in a different state. She gets there and finds out, hey, everyone's got to be vaccinated on this movie set. Are you okay with that? And she said, no, I'm not okay with that. I don't stand for that. So they come down to Montana, or up, they go to Montana, you know, they take this way over here and end up doing a different movie in a different state where there's no mandates. So that's part of the reason why I'm here, is because of that, right? So this production company and this site and these people are giving people who have different views and aren't willing to go along with the mandates, giving them work, and we've all been employed for a month. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Who else is in the movie? Cowboy Cerrone. You know him? One of the most deadly fighters in the world. An MMA fighter. This guy's an absolute bull. Awesome dude. But he could kill me with his pinky. I have in my contract, I have to know where his pinky is at all time, because one little flick and I'm gone. Great guy. He, I think, became an actor maybe a few years ago, but he's a great actor and looks the part, and he plays Gina's husband in the film. So that, we got Nick, we got Daniel Day-Lewis's son, Gabriel Kane Lewis. This is his first movie. His dad, I hear, is a good actor. I don't know. I've never heard of him, but he's been awesome. Great actor. Obviously runs in the family. Heath Freeman, who has made movies, producer. So it's a nice seasoned cast of all different types of people. And I'm doing my own stunts. A lot of these guys are doing their own stunts. It's been wild. It's been fun. And I've been loving living in Montana, because it's just like, it just feels more free. Sure, people are still wearing masks. Do what you want, but there's no mandates. There's no shaming. You know, I can take my dog in anywhere. Nobody gives a shit. It's just awesome. And there's more space, you know. It's just rugged, you know what I mean? It's like you're seeing eagles. There's eagles, you know, you're drinking a coffee and an eagle lands right on your cup, right? You can hop on its back. There's no Ubers here. It's all animal-based. So it's like if you see an elk just going that way, you hop on, you take an Uber elk or an Uber eagle or whatever. You just, dude, you're hungry, you see a buffalo walking by, you just cut out a little steak right from its side. They don't feel it, you know. You just cut it whatever you want. You go up and you just cut it out, you know, and you're making buffalo bread back at home. So it's nice, it's free. What's been funny though is a lot of people are mad at people that live in Los Angeles, because apparently they're moving out to Montana and land is cheaper out here, so they're buying up all this land. But it's just funny to hear the different perspective, because in New York City everybody's living on top of each other. You got 8 roommates. your houses are touching, all apartments are touching. And out here, they're like, hey, don't tell anyone about Montana. Don't you go telling anybody that's a good state, because all these people from L.A. are moving in here, and now we're all congested. I'm like, what do you mean congested? People are moving, like, living on, like, right on top of each other. He goes, yeah, well, now I got some guy living 4 miles from me, and it's just like, it's too much. It's like I could almost see his house from I can't, because there's a mountain in between us, and there's 4 rivers and a lake, but I can sense that he's near me, and it's just getting really tight. And the next thing I need is someone living 3 miles from me. I don't know if this is a Montana accent. I don't really know what this is, but this is what I'm doing on the movie, and no one seems to care. So I gave my character just a little bit of a feminine twist, just to give a voice, so it's not just a purely patriarchal film, which has a strong female lead, by the way. Right? We need more women. We need more minorities. Yes, great, good, great, fine. Here's Gina Carano, a great actor. Cancel her because she thinks differently than you. It's all fucking bullshit. It's all bullshit. So, little town here, beautiful little town, and there is some overlap with what goes on in New York. People in Manhattan judge people in Brooklyn. People in Brooklyn judge, if you're in Park Slope, you judge, Williamsburg for being too hip. I didn't expect that same thing is happening here. Now, we're in a little town called Livingston, and Livingston apparently has a woke kind of hipster beef with an adjacent town called Bozeman, more of a city, but still quite small in comparison to a place like New York. So people talk shit. There's a fight. There's like an East Coast, West Coast beef going on. And people in Livingston are like, "Oh, I don't go to Bozeman anymore. Bozeman is just too hip. It's too hip." Did you know they have 3 cafes there? It's like, how many cafes is too many? And the answer is 3. Because we down here in Livingston have 1 cafe, okay? And that's a little bit more than enough. But they got 3 cafes. What's next? 4 cafes? What's next? Man having sex with buffalo? What's next? I saw a woman, she said, I identify as a rattlesnake. I can't do this. So it's like people really won't even go there anymore because there's like a Bed Bath and Beyond. So I found that to be quite silly. And they're not, compared to New York hip, these people are not that hip. Even if you find the most hipster person in Bozeman, they probably not even look as hip as I do, as hipstery as I do. And this is what's so funny is, it's still it's a red state. It's a lot of people have guns here. A lot of people go hunting. It's a horse town. There's moose. There's elk. There's antlers everywhere. There was a fucking stuffed pig on the wall in a public bathroom. Literally, like I walk in and I'm on the can taking a poo. I turn around. There's a stuffed pig with its fangs out, just staring at me. So that's kind of the vibe here. So you'll have the more like woke hipster people, but they're still very like mountain-esque, right? So like I went to a hot spring last night, a natural volcanic hot spring in the like really, the hipster area, and there's a dude, who looks like me, and he's wearing a Speedo, and everyone's body positive, and there's like women making it, it's just very free, whatever. But he's got an American flag Speedo on. So it's like he's hip and all body positive, wants to show his junk and his ass and stuff, but he's got the flag, hugging his boys. You'll see like you'll see a rainbow flag outside of a restaurant showing like, hey, we're inclusive, but there'll be like a fucking wolf head right in the middle. Or if someone says their pronouns, they're like, yeah, just want to let you know my pronouns are he, him, and AK-47. So it's like 57, whatever it is. So it's like hip meets still red state. It's like, oh, yeah, Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter. But Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter. So, did you see my new gun? It's like, a feminist here in Montana. It's like she's just a regular chick, but she's got like a pink gun or something, you know. So I love it. I absolutely love it. And I don't want to leave. And I don't want to go back to New York. But the good news is, because the social media numbers are rising, because comedy's spreading a little bit, there's an appetite for comedy, I think I'm going to hopefully be able to actually start touring. I've always wanted to, but the fact of the matter is you need a social media presence. You have to have a certain amount of followers to show a comedy club that, hey, I can fill the seats. So I will post this officially, but I believe I'll be in Austin, Texas. I'm doing a private show on the 17th. I'm doing a public show in Austin, I believe, on the 26th. On the 27th, I'll be doing a theater right outside of Houston. And then I'm going to try to fill all those dates in between with shows maybe in Dallas or back in Austin or whatever. So I'll make sure to post all that on Instagram. I'll post it on YouTube below the episode when I have those dates. It'll be on my website, tylerfisher.com. When I have the dates, I'll let you know. If you're in Texas, I'd love to see you. So I got to go because I got to mentally prepare to be thrown in the Yellowstone River tomorrow. Get fitted for a wetsuit, and that'll be fun. Great to see you. Thanks for listening. Drop a comment if you want to know anything about the film. You can also messaging me on Patreon is the best way for me to be able to sit down and actually write you a full-blown answer. You can see some behind-the-scenes stuff of the movie on Patreon. I'll keep putting more of that on as it comes out. I love you. Do something nice for yourselves this week. And hopefully I'll be back on schedule when we wrap the movie. Okay? See you soon. Take care. Bye. As we say in Montana, go have a good fucking week. Bye.